when I get on Survivor, the first thing I'm going to say is, hey, where are the mattresses?
That's going to kill, dude.
It's going to kill. And they're going to be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, seriously, there's not mattresses behind the trees. Is this not a set?
And then just roll. And then from that laughter, you roll into your alliance.
Yeah, totally, dude. And the guys keep be like, there's no mattresses. I'm like, yeah, right. Where's the buffet? There's been a couple people that have walked up at Costco and been like, hey, correspondent.
You're the correspondent. You're that guy.
You're the guy.
Like, what do you think about this chicken bake?
And I say, it's got to go.
You were wrong about the chicken bake.
No, who you said that someone likes the chicken bake?
I think I love the chicken bake.
Overrated.
No, if it was overrated, Costco would kick it out of there. Costco only keeps the best stuff.
If you were going to walk in and you could get a hot dog, a piece of pizza, or a chicken bake, I would get a piece of pizza 99% of the time.
I think I would go chicken bake.
Really?
Yeah. Those hot dogs, man. You just belch too much.
All right, Z, we listened to the people. Many reviews have come back that my nipples came in a little too hot last time, so we've been working to try to keep those under control. Today we have a literal treat for you all, and that is, the Costco carrot cake. Take a look at those babies. We're doing this in celebration of Easter, because I think a lot of people eat Costco carrot cake around Easter. I don't know if that's true or not. I just made that up. That's not the fun fact. The fun fact is, some carrot cakes come with nuts in them. If this has nuts in it, you will watch me spit it out on camera. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, but we're just going to dive right in here, similar to the way we did with muffins. Here. Don't use this word often, but moisture, texture, and most importantly, the frosting. I think frosting is what makes or breaks a carrot cake. Yep. I've made a huge mistake. We've made a huge mistake. It's got nuts in it. This is a disaster. This is an absolute mistake.
After.
What people don't know about me is I actually know a lot about Costco items. I don't just walk into those correspondents and just like willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I research items, especially baked goods.
Yeah, I love your facts on each one you give. You have a fact.
Yeah. I'm not just,
No, you're the real deal, and we appreciate you. The world appreciates you. They need you out there.
The thing about being the Costco correspondent is it's completely unnatural for me.
You are a natural at it.
And I do it because you peer pressure me into doing it.
No, I just saw raw talent. I'm like, this guy has untouched taste buds. And so the minute it hits his tongue, he's going to give me an honest review.
Well, the truth is I love Costco so deeply.
Where does that come from? Did you grow up going to Costco?
No, I grew up very poor. Costco was like a freaking thing of legend.
Is that why you love it so much now? So you can just buy in bulk?
No, I just love it now because I like grocery stores in general. When I retire, I want to work at a grocery store as a checkout person.
Do you just like the fact that it's super organized? You can just kind of look like, hey, I have everything in line right here. Is that how your closet is right now?
Yeah, I'm very clean. I'm OCD. I'm very organized. And grocery stores give me all of that fulfillment when I walk in. It's just, there's rigor to all of the aisles, and I go up and down every one and end up walking out of Costco with a few $1,000s of things that I don't need.
So when you're at Costco, do you have a list you're trying to cover? Or are you just like, hey, I'm going to walk down these aisles. I appreciate the aisles. They look clean. They're all alphabetical order. And I'm just going to grab what I want to grab.
I go to Costco with a list. This is on average. I go to Costco with a list of 5 to 7 things every time. I never have walked out of there with less than 15 items. Ever.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you're allowed to.
No.
Like that lady that checks your receipts when you're leaving would just turn you back around.
Sir, you only spent $4,000. You got to get to 6 to leave the store. I'm not being facetious when I say this. Like if I could retire tomorrow and they're like, well, what are you going to do to fill your time? I'd be like, I'd go apply at Costco or Harmon's.
I don't think you can keep up with it. That's a real schedule. And they fight, like, there's accountability there. It's not like, hey, this guy just loves being around food and organized food. Like, let him walk around and when he helps out, he can.
Yeah. Like, what if I said I'll work for free, but just let me be
that
here?
Might help. Yeah. But I think they still have to pay some type of like benefit. There's some like health. There's some insurance stuff they have to pay for. I don't think anybody can just walk in and work for free. Is that how Walmart is?
I don't know. Maybe.
You wouldn't want to be a Walmart greeter?
No,
You'd
I
be
do
a
not.
hell of a greeter,
I do
though.
not do Walmart.
Oh, you would do awesome as a greeter, though.
People of Walmart, they scare the hell out of me. That's not my thing.
I'm not into just greeting the greeters.
No.
They're just waiting there to like say hi.
No.
I just put my head down.
No,
I
I
don't
think
have
I'd be a
time.
heck of a bagger. I could really just throw some groceries in a bag and just boom, boom,
Would you
boom,
be doing
boom.
the small talk the whole time?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'd be
Oh,
hitting
looks what
people.
we got here. Oh, yeah, this is a great product. Would you be giving product reviews?
Yeah, think about it. I would be the Costco correspondent at the bagging aisle.
Oh my gosh, you were made for this calling, dude.
But my point is I normally don't like to be on camera. I don't like to be talking in front of large groups. And I succumb to peer pressure to very few people. You have a unique ability to make me do things I don't want to do.
I see your talent.
Mason.
Yeah.
And my first kiss was because of Mason.
Why? What happened?
We were up at a house in
How old are you at this? Set the stage here.
oh, this is pure comedic gold. We were up at a house in Bountiful, and Mason had his crush on a girl, and we will leave these girls' names out of this, but Mason's like, hey, we're going up there, and the two girls are up there, and I'm gonna kiss one of them, and the girl you have a crush on's up there too. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not my thing. I'm too nervous. Ninth grader, not happening. And we get up there and we're hanging out. It's just the four of us, and I am panicked. I mean, I got bullets. I got beads of sweat coming down. Like, this is, I'm in trouble.
You're all pre-thinking about what
totally.
you're gonna do.
I'm already a wreck. And Mason and this girl take off. See ya. So me and this other girl, she's like, you want to go outside? So we walk outside, and we're standing on the porch overlooking Bountiful, Utah. And she closes her eyes to kiss me, and we kiss, literally just one peck. I back up, I start hyperventilating, and I say, I need to sit down.
You got lightheaded.
I panicked. I sit down, and she starts rubbing my back. She's like, are you okay? Like, I'm like almost blacked out. And then I stood back up, and I looked at her and I said, do you want to keep going?
What did that even be? Did you even know what it meant? Just
No.
Continue to hold your eyes
No.
closed.
I just,
with your
my
tight
eyes were
lips.
closed for probably 3 minutes. When I was talking to her, I wasn't even looking. I just said, do you want to keep going? She was like, I think she said, sure. Gave her one peck. Then we turned around and walked out.
That was kept going for you.
Yeah.
She was probably expecting more.
She was definitely expecting more.
What kind of person are you? Are you a person that goes to parties on time? Are you the first one there? Are you halfway through? Are you late?
Are you talking about me at this exact moment, or me when I was in high school?
I'm talking you right now.
Oh, right now.
What's your
yeah,
strategy to a party? You get
No.
invited to a party. Are you the first one there?
Never.
Are you the last one there?
No.
You just want to be like, would you show up and say nobody was there
I
yet?
absolutely would circle.
You would do circles.
100%.
Wait till like someone goes to the front door.
100%.
Because there are people that do not care if they're the first people there.
Yeah.
And I always feel bad for those. When I host parties and the first person that shows up, I feel bad because they're probably like, this sucks. We're the only people here. Like, no one wants to be first.
No.
You're not cool if you're first.
No. Any work function, any family function, I am always middle of the pack. Because I do believe in being on time. I am punctual,
I'm punctual as well.
but I do not want to be the first person there.
Yeah. There's something about like, if you're the first person there, it means you care too much. Sometimes people are like, oh, this is like, if you're a little more casual and you just kind of,
Just for example, just the other day, Ella was at a birthday party, and I drove up and I saw that like they were supposed to be picked up like at 7:00, and all the girls were out front playing around and no cars were there yet. And I just kept on driving by.
yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not going to be the first pickup. What do you
Yeah,
think?
because then you look like a bad dad. Like,
Well,
come on, get in the car.
Yeah, I'm neurotic.
Party's over.
No, not doing that. So
What
I did
about
skip a laps.
what about goodbyes? Are you an Irish goodbye guy? Like where you just sleek out of a party? I could see you being that guy. Or do you like, hey, we're leaving. We had a great time. Does it depend how well you did in the social interaction?
No, I think it's the situation really matters. It's a situation thing for me. So at work functions, I'll just sleek on out of there all day long.
Yeah.
Like no one has to know I'm out. But like, okay, we'll use the example of our friend Christmas party. Like I'll definitely be like, hey, I gotta go. See you guys later. Hugs and kisses, and then get out of there.
Yeah. For me, it really depends on how well I did at the party. Because if I did well, I'm like, hey, I want that reputation going to the next. So I'm going to leave like, I'm out, guys. And I want to leave like on a good note, like just like stanza. Like I left as the man.
Yeah, but you're always kind of the life of the party.
No, sometimes I'll just be pretty mellow and I'm like, Liz, we just got to sneak out of here.
Yeah, no one ever walks away from a party with you there thinking, that was weird. Zach was
Zach
super quiet
didn't
tonight.
talk
He
the
didn't
whole
say
time."
anything.
Well, things are going to change. When I hit 40, I'm taking a whole new approach to life. I told you I'm gonna start wearing a lot of tweed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look really classy.
What
And
about
I'm
like a
gonna talk
hemp
less.
vest? Like a hemp vest.
Oh my gosh, I'd love that.
Yeah, that
Hemp
could be
vest.
nice.
I mean, I'm not gonna go all like time, like not the watch and everything. I'm not gonna be that Peaky Blinders, but if I wore tweed everywhere, people would take me more seriously.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys accused me of what was our friends accused your clothing style of being homeless chic,
Uh-huh.
and I was accused of being free chic.
You are you're totally free chic.
Honestly, let's see. So I got
Everything you wear.
my Tony Finau free sweater, my free jazz socks on,
Mm-hmm.
and my free pants. Yeah, I am currently literally a walking example of free
And
chic.
your jacket. Your jacket you came in. You got that from
Forever
that golf
Young.
tournament.
I only wear free clothes. And so I actually think I might, to your point, need to switch that up once the big 40 comes around.
This 40, that is at the age where we can actually make changes, because you can do like subtle changes, but like when you hit 40, you could maybe make like a drastic change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe wardrobe's the way to do it.
Can
I
you
thought
imagine-
about everything. I've thought about like maybe I'm gonna just not talk I'm just gonna start new. I keep saying, hey, I'm only eating good food. I do that whole thing. Like everyone's thinking like, once I hit 40, I'm gonna eat really good. I mean, nothing's gonna change, right? It's like New Year's. You make these resolutions, but maybe 40 will be different. What's your? I mean, if you have to give one piece of parenting advice to like a new parent, what is it?
I give the same piece of advice to every new parent. I just gave it last week to one of my colleagues who called me and was kind of not like quite in tears, but was like, yeah, my son's not sleeping and it's been really hard. And like
A newborn?
as a newborn, and this is his first son. And he's like 33, 34. Oh, he's older than that now. He's probably 35, 36. And he was pretty broken up. Like, why did you have three? Like, how could you do this? Why did Peyton, why? And he was just harassing me. And I said, let me give you a piece of advice that I give to every single person who has a kid. And that is, don't listen to anyone's advice. Because I will never forget when me and Laura were pregnant with James, our first, everyone comes out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Oh, you're this, you got to do this, have this, use that, buy this product, do this. And I was a wreck. And I'm an anxious person generally already. So like introducing this new living thing that I was supposed to be responsible for, I was like writing down notes. And when people were walking up like, oh, you're never going to sleep again. You're dead. You're never going to sleep again. And I love my sleep. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Got to have it. And then James came and I had all this advice. And you know what James did? He slept.
Yeah.
You know what I ended up doing? Sleeping. And so I was like, what the frick, dude? And my piece of advice to everyone is everyone's got tons of advice. Don't listen to any of it.
Yeah.
On Sunday, I actually had to sit down with all of my kids. I had to go to the grocery store and we walk in and I had Thomas with me. And if you come to the grocery store with me, as a rule, you get a donut. And so we walk in and Thomas sees Prime and he starts being, I want Prime. And I said, okay, I'll let you have Prime, but you can't have a donut. You can't have both.
Yeah.
You would have thought I was taking away like his soul. Like he lost fell on the ground. I haven't had a tantrum like that.
How old's Tommy?
Years.
4?
He's 5.
He's 5. Yeah.
Lost his mother loving mind.
Yeah.
On the ground. Then of course my worst case scenario, which is funny that I love the grocery store so much because you know this about me. I do not like to run into people from high school. It is like my pet peeve because I'm not good at it. You would think like for a living where I have to talk to people, like running into someone from high school is an absolute nightmare for me. I start hugging and like I start like moving my hands a lot. I can't get myself under control. Thomas is on the ground freaking out. Some girl that I haven't seen in 20 years from high school comes up and she's like, hey, how's it going? I got her in a side hug. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, she's like, that yours? I'm like, that's the boy there. And
that's one of the kids.
And then we go and get all the stuff and we walk out and I'm like, and I didn't get him anything. I'm like, you lost everything.
Because you got so sidetracked with the side hug.
Well, no, I was punished. I was like, no, you don't get to act like that and eat anything now. So we go home and we walk in the door and James looks at me and goes, did you get me my cookie dough? And James is the sweetest boy in the world. And my head just popped off. And I was like, that's it, family meeting. So we have a family meeting and we sat down and we talked about entitlement for like 30 minutes. And I was like, you guys have great lives. You guys have awesome situation. You have things in your life already that I didn't have my whole life growing up. But you act like everything is a given. Whether it's going to the grocery store and expecting 2 things and not being grateful for one. Can you imagine growing up if we went to the grocery store and your mom and dad was like, "Hey, come with me."
Like you're saying, like when I take my kids to Maverick, they grab 100 things. I'm like, hey, I need to limit you a little bit here, but like I could tell you, I'm sure it happened. It'd make me sound like a jerk if I said my parents never did that, but it wasn't very often. And every day I'm like begging my kids, like, come to Maverick with me. I'll buy you a freaking Slurpee.
Yep.
I don't know. It's our fault essentially. This is our fault.
I swear to you, this is not Laura. Laura's my witness. I said, I am saying this to you because this is my fault.
Yeah.
I have enabled you guys to think that you get whatever you want whenever you want it. And we can't have this anymore. We have to readjust our perspective here because right now, like James will walk in and be like, hey, can I have your phone? I need to get something off Amazon. And I'm like, what's happening? Like, why do you think that's the case? No, you can't have it. And I'm making my kids sound terrible. They are wonderful little monsters, but like they love things. They love to buy. It's just like we did growing up. We loved to buy things, but I didn't ever have anything to buy. I had no money or access.
Yeah. Let's go back to the grocery store though. You were saying you're awkward with people you knew from high school. See, my approach is I'm going to be the guy that I'm not going to walk around and avoid this guy we're both going for bread. I went to high school with him. I'm going to come in hot and just be like, hey man, like how you doing? They all are glad it happened. You kind of just have to like do that.
No.
If you avoid it, it makes it so, like, and you're going every week. So you're probably seeing the same people every week.
It's shocking how often I don't run into people. Because if I did, I don't think I would go that often.
Yeah.
But the story is I was at Barnes & Noble one time and there was a girl there who I went on my first date with actually.
Not the one you kissed?
No, this is a different one. This is my very first date, my first harvest dance of all time. And I was there with my mom. This was like 10 years ago. And this woman or girl walks up to me and she's like, hey, Harv. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And I didn't even realize I was doing it. But as we were talking, like in the middle of our conversation, I started to walk towards her and I just put my arm around her and I started side hugging her and I started like giving her a good shake. And I was like, it's so good to see you. And she was like, yeah, it's good to see you too.
That's like something the older uncle does.
Yeah, totally creep style. But I don't know how to end the conversation.
Yeah.
And so we walked away and I'll never forget. My mom looks at me and my mom goes, what the hell were you doing? Why did you start hugging her in the middle of the conversation? I'm like, I didn't even realize I was doing that.
Oh my gosh.
So I apologize to any Viewmont Viking that I see because I panic because I will avoid. Like one of our very close friends who we've become very close with now, she actually called me out subsequently. She's like, I want you to know that I saw you at the grocery store a few years ago and I saw you straight
watched your interaction?
No, she was the person. She saw me and I saw her and I straight up ignored her. I was like, boop, boop, and I like turned the car.
Called out,
and she straight up was like, hey, I just want you to know, I know you saw me and I know you ignored me.
Yeah.
And you know what I did in that situation? I denied it.
You did? I don't think that happened. Doesn't sound like me.
Never happened.
Oh man. I was with Liz. We've been married like a year or two and we were at the Mandarin with her family, her whole family. And we're sitting there and this waitress comes up and I hung out with this waitress like years before, like dated her for like maybe 3 or 4 dates. And so I see her, she's like giving us, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be the mature adult and be like, hey, we know each other.
Yep.
I was like, hey, how are you? Like, I know you. Like, and she did like the, no, I don't know who you are. And I was so upset. I was so embarrassed. Everyone in the family's looking at me like, why did you just approach this waitress that doesn't know who you are? And I was ticked about it. Fast forward like a year, I'm going to the gym and guess who walks in? This girl walks in and I'm like, you know what? If she's coming to this gym, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till she approaches me. And when she says, hey, like I know you. Because actually to tell you a bigger backstory is I actually had hung out with her for a little bit and then faded off. And then I was dating Liz and we got engaged. Me and Liz were engaged. And she sent me a text and was like, hey, do you want to hang out? I haven't talked to you in a long time. I'm like, oh, I'm actually engaged now. So I know she was the last aggressor in this situation. Anyways, fast forward. I'm at the gym. She walks in. And I'm like, I'm going to play the long game and wait till she comes and approaches me. And when she does, I'm going to say, I don't know who the hell you are. So we worked out side by side for a year and a half.
No way.
She never approached me the whole time. And I was just every time I was next to her, I was like, please say something to me. I'm going to freaking make you feel so stupid right now. Just like you made me feel in front of my in-laws.
I can't.
So that was a mistake where I shouldn't have said anything. I usually am the guy that like approaches people that you kind of remember, but that was too much.
Honest question. When you run into someone that you haven't seen for a long time, does the tone of your voice change?
No, I don't do any weird side hugs.
No,
or like,
but do you be like, hey,
don't
like,
do
do you
with
get
my
higher
hands.
pitch? Haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you.
I don't know. They usually text me and ask me if I want to like hang out after, Hey, you're looking good. You've changed a lot since high school.
Ever since you freaking put on 10 pounds of muscle, dude, all these
Everything's
people
changed,
are
man.
interested.
Yeah, they text me back. No, I hope not. Maybe, but people aren't great with that. And I don't, people like you, I don't love that.
No, I fully admit that I'm probably in the wrong, but it's just not worth it. Let's just save ourselves the hassle. The truth is I am not the same person today that I was in high school. And so it makes me feel like it puts this unnecessary burden on me and the person that I think I'm engaging with to think like, oh yeah, Harv, the basketball player.
Sexy. You were like the
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
in
I
high
was
school.
the man, dude. You know me, the most
Letterman jacket.
what was our friends like? Our friends would be described as the most self-conscious humans on the face of this earth.
Yeah.
People thought we were cool. We couldn't have been bigger losers.
Well, yeah, and I think one of the reasons is if anybody does start to feel cool, one of us would tear them down enough to be like, hey, you know what? You're actually not cool. Like, your face looks kind of weird right now, actually. So I know you're feeling it. This girl likes you, but they'd knock you down a peg or two just to keep everyone in that same realm.
It was
love
actually,
that.
I actually think that was a huge detriment to our friends because we could have had really.
If we had backed each other up.
If we had backed each other, dude, I'll never forget walking into high school, like being like, oh, that everyone knows that's the girl that Harv likes. And I'd like go and sit there and talk to her. And like, I'd look across the way.
Yeah, your friends are like,
they're all looking at me, pointing, shaking their heads, doing the laughing.
Yeah, and you get all self-conscious.
And I get self-conscious and I'd be like, you know what? X, Y, and Z girl, this isn't going to work. Because those
my
four
friends,
dudes over there are making fun of me.
100%. We were talking about kissing girls earlier. I would never go to kiss a girl unless I'm like, I have to have confirmation my friends think she's cute. Because what happens if I just like, hey, I was hanging out by myself Friday, ran into this girl, we made out, and they're like, you kissed that girl? What were you thinking? And I'd be so embarrassed. So I always had to have that like, hey, what do you think of this girl? And like, okay, well, he thinks she's cute. So now I'm open to it.
Again, now we've come full circle. Peer pressure. Now you understand like the power of peer pressure.
Yeah.
And what a powerful thing it could be to our detriment or what a powerful thing it could be to our success.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about like changing from high school. What do you think has changed the most since, I mean, it's 20 years since we graduated high school.
I would say that I think that all of us had really bad, people viewed us through the wrong lens, as we just discussed.
Is that prejudging these people? Maybe that's what we were overly.
Totally. But I think they were doing it to us too. Because now as I've kind of spread my wings a little bit and gotten a little bit more like, we've created some good couple relationships with some people back in the day that like historically, like if you would have said to me, hey, you're going to be good friends with this girl you went to high school with and her husband 20 years later, I'd be like, not happening. But it's been interesting to create those relationships now because they were like, oh yeah, you guys thought you were cool. And I was like, you don't understand. We thought we were the biggest losers in the school.
Yeah. We thought everyone thought we
we were cool. Exactly. And so like now I see people and I'm like, did you think I'm thinking I'm cool? Because I think I'm cool right now.
Yeah.
I'm just over here just slugging by, raising 3 kids. That's why I don't like the high school reunion. Like, come to your 20-year high school reunion. And I was like, why? We have the same conversation. We all have kids. We all have jobs. Some of us are married. Some of us are not married. Like, nothing that interesting is really happening to any of us.
Yeah.
So I opted out.
So you opted out, but I opted in.
Yes.
And I told you, I said it was a pleasant surprise because I think we're overly self-conscious about what people still look at us like we're the same high school kid.
Mm-hmm. What I would say about you is I think you are probably quite dramatically different today than you were in high school. You lived a wild life in high school. I was very like quiet, even though again, people didn't think that.
Yeah.
But that was not my,
I think every single person that goes to high school is thinking the same thing. They're
Totally.
all insecure. And so the only thing I wish I could go back and do is just go back and mindset of just being secure with who I was. I don't think that would have changed how much like what else I did like differently in high school. But to go back and be like, no, it's all good. Like everyone's cool. Like instead of being like worried about this person, what this person's doing. The only thing you had to worry about in high school is that if you did like a girl and started hanging out with the girl, your friends, if nothing's off like limits. Like, you watch the movies like, no, I'm not. That's not. I'm not gonna like mess with. That's Helm's girl. No, that was not. It was like I could hang out with the girl, and then like a couple days later, Marcus could be like, "Oh yeah, I made out with that girl you were like." Like, okay, nothing's off limits.
I think you just said something again, a full circle moment for this conversation is like, I think parenting, my hope is that my kids have that confidence that like, no matter how bad it gets at school, in high school specifically,
Yeah.
that like mom and dad, they're my safe place. Like I
Yeah.
can go home and I have confidence because I have two parents and some siblings that are,
Mhm.
we have some really good friends that like, I've always looked at them and thought they had that.
Yeah.
They grew up knowing that their brothers or their parents, like they got my back.
Yeah.
And not that my sisters or my mom didn't have my back, but it was just different.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't raised with like ultra self-confidence of like, I got this. Like no matter what, good, bad, that girl rejects me, I'll move on to the next one. Like I was like, that girl rejects me, I'm a puddle for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm the worst.
I know. I wish I could change that, but I think it'd just be hard. You're just young. You're experiencing these emotions for the first time ever. But I did have friends' parents where I was like, dude, I'm pumped to see your parents. I can't wait to tell them like about this date or whatever that happened.
Yeah,
But it's just whoever you kind of let in your trust circle there.
totally.
What you were around a lot of celebrities. You're like the one kid I know. No, you're the one kid I know that's like gone on to do big things where you're running into celebrities through work.
Okay.
So this might not be a great question for you, but what is your biggest celebrity sighting where you've been the most shocked to see like a celebrity? You're like, holy cow.
I'm actually quite bad with famous people. They make me uncomfortable.
What makes you more uncomfortable, running into famous people or people from high school at
Oh,
Harmon's?
definitely. Definitely high school people are.
You'd rather run into Shaq.
I have only asked one celebrity in my whole life for a photo. I was standing in an elevator. I walk into an elevator in New York City, the freaking Marriott Marquis. I get in. It's freaking giant Shaquille O'Neal, just me and him in the elevator. And I'm like, holy crap, it's Shaq. And I literally said, I'm like, I got to go for this. I'm like, I've never asked a celebrity for a photo, but I feel like I need to ask you for a photo. So I pull out my phone, I extend my arms way out, and he says, you have really long arms for someone
Wow.
of your stature.
That's a nice compliment.
And I was like, thank you. And he said, where are you from? And I said, Utah. And he said, do you speak 2 languages? And I was like,
Tell me you said yes.
no. I said, no, I don't. He goes, oh, that's funny because everyone I meet from Utah speaks 2 languages,
Yeah.
which is an interesting comment. And then I said, well, I don't. And I got off the elevator and that was it. Never saw him again.
Let me give you my top celebrity sighting. I'll
So this
set the
MC
stage.
Hammer.
No, let me set the stage myself. The year is 1992. Great year. Think of the movies that came out in. I'm in line for Jurassic Park with my family. And we're all waiting in line. It was like the biggest show. And I hear this, like someone honking a horn. And we turn around and it's freaking MC Hammer, who's the biggest star in the world. At that point, he was huge. Like he's the biggest rapper in the world at that point. He's honking his horn. I don't know why. Just showing everybody's there. Like, holy crap, it's MC Hammer. And we go into the theater and MC, I'm on the second row. MC's in first row with his family right in front of me. So it's an intense movie. And during the movie, he legit is getting phone calls and taking phone calls on his, 30-pound cell phone. And that movie's intense. And I have my feet up on his chair. And so when those freaking raptors come out, I'm kicking the back of his chair and he turns around a couple times and I'm just a little kid. And finally he turns around and it's just like, do not kick my chair again. Like, I'm sorry, MC. I'm so sorry. Oh man.
You are the exact reason why I hate movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go see movies. I go to 1 or 2 movies a year max because I inevitably, without fail, get the teenage girls or the teenage boy or the little kid behind me kicking the crap out of my chair or laughing or giggling the whole show, and I just hate it.
I don't think I never have that.
Dude, that happens to me.
Maybe I'm
100%
always.
of
Am
the
I
time.
always that guy? Is that why?
Maybe. We went and saw Mason. We went and saw a movie with Mason like 5 years ago. Sit down and like, I'm already like, I hate movies. Here we go. We go see the movie Everest. Kind of an intense show. There's no one in the theater. We get there probably 5 minutes before it starts. I'm like, oh, it's going to be us. This is going to be a good experience. Nope. And it's like you pick your seats at this point still. 4 teenage boys come and sit right behind us. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. Like the whole you could go to anywhere in the whole theater. Where are you going to go? We sit down. We were freaking 15 minutes into the show, and the kids are laughing and chuckling. Mason turns around, looks them square in the eye, and says, "You shut the hell up, or I'm going to come back there and kick your ass." And Cassie was like, "Well, what are you doing?"
He's ready to beat up a bunch of 14-year-olds.
And I literally just the rest of the movie didn't move. So scared. I'm going to punch a 14-year-old boy in the face now because
fight
Mason.
a 14-year-old.
It was brutal.
I wonder if that's what MC was thinking. Like he was gonna have to beat up a bunch of 9-year-olds.
Totally. Dude, he wouldn't have done it, but he would have had his cronies do it.
He got what was coming to him. He went broke. Actually, I don't know. He did go broke.
Yeah. But the hammer pants are sort of coming back for girls.
Are they?
Yeah.
I like that.
He should start a line.
He should start a line. I don't know why MC's not listening out there.
If he's listening, start a line of pants. Zach would buy him.
Dude, Cassie, who's a listener, love you, Cassie. She had the best celebrity like reaction ever. We were in Cabo at that restaurant. We're at a restaurant, and Cassie, who's like the most composed girl I know, we're sitting there, and all of a sudden Jimmy Kimmel shows up. She loses her mind. She can't control herself. She's filming him for like an hour. She's filming him for like an hour. Everyone's like, Cassie, you gotta relax. Like, she couldn't believe it. Oh, it was adorable.
Dude, some people got it and some people don't.
No, I'm just like, don't look. I'm not gonna give him any attention.
If
it's MC Hammer, I'm still gonna kick his freaking seat. I don't care if it's an exciting movie.
when I win Survivor, I'll be a mini celebrity at that point, and we'll just have to see how I do.
All right, let's start there. So, what's your strategy on Survivor? You get on the show, you pull up on the boats, you meet Jeff Probst, and you're kind of eyeing the competition. What's your strategy?
I treat celebrity like Big Brother. I immediately create a one-person alliance. And I look that person in the eye and I say, from the second we get off the boat, I say, hey, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give you every ounce of trust that I have. I want you to return that trust to me.
You and me, we're going all the way.
We're going all the way. I will never, ever lie to you on this game. I swear on all that is good and holy in this life. Don't screw me and I won't screw you. And I try to create that one-on-one relationship with someone right then and there.
Yeah.
That will take me to the end of the game.
Yeah. That can pay off. And sometimes they might just be like, you know what? I'm backstabbing this guy.
Totally.
This is
But
a
I
chance.
think I'm going to take my shot with that.
Be abrasive.
Yeah. And I might give it, I believe I'm a good read of people. So I might give it maybe 30 minutes, but like I would make it very quick. Like, hey, let's commit to each other right now.
I think that's a good strategy. Your only problem is like then you have to go to bed and there's no food and you don't have your fan because you don't know this. Harv has to have a fan blowing in his face at night, and if it's not, is it the same fan you've always had, or can you update
I have
the fan?
to. I have to get new fans. The motor runs out on those babies.
Well, you run them just all day long.
Yeah, I mean, no, but yeah, I would definitely die on Survivor. Like
Yeah.
I would probably last about 60 seconds maybe before my anxiety kicked in and see Jeff Probst. I'd make the initial deal with the guy, and then I'd be like, but by the way, I'm going home. I'm done with this. This
Yeah.
isn't going to work.
Like I thought we were going to the end together.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't feel so hot.
Do you have any Tylenol I could borrow?
Can I take pills? Can you take medications out there?
I've wondered this because I wear contacts. I've wondered about the contacts.
For sure, contacts. They're not.
But
gonna
there's
have-
people wearing glasses all the time.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker for you. You don't want to go out and wear
I
glasses.
can't show my glasses face to America. Are you out of your mind?
I don't know. Like it just depends on the cast, because you can get a really ultra sensitive cast, or you have a cast that really respects like, hey, backstabbing's part of the game. You know, you have to play it person by person, and that just depends on who shows up.
Yeah. No, I think if I were to go on, I think I'd have a pretty good shot of winning because I would be able to read people.
I think you'd be really good. I think your only problem is you might be labeled a threat too early, and people don't like threats on that, especially the latest seasons. They do not like threats.
Yeah.
And they get threats out of there. All the the best players never win anymore.
Yeah, but think about it, I'm portly. Like I don't assume. I know people don't look at me and be like, oh, that guy's ultra athletic. Like I don't think I would appear as a threat.
You would appear because you're saying you look like that. You look awesome, but you would go and do the first challenge and just dominate and be like, oh man, this guy has it all. He's the total package.
Well, the truth is when I got there, and this would be my opening joke, so this podcast can remember this. When I get on Survivor, the first thing I'm going to say is, "Hey, where are the mattresses?"
That's gonna kill, dude.
That's gonna kill. And they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, no, seriously, there's not mattresses behind the trees. Is this not a set?
And then just roll. And then from that laughter, you roll into your alliance.
Yeah, totally, dude. And the guys could be like, "There's no mattresses." I'm like, "Yeah, right. Where's the buffet?"
Come on, Jeff.
Come
Where
on,
are the
Jeff.
mattresses? And everyone's chuckling.
Yep. It's like, and then I'll be known as the comedian. I'm like, "Oh, that guy's funny.
Yeah, he's funny, but
He's the portly little funny guy."
yeah, I'm not
dude.
going to take him too seriously
No.
at the beginning. So your first approach is to be light on your feet, because you have some people coming in being like, all right, I have to make that alliance. I have to be really serious. Like you're coming in with jokes about mattresses and
Yeah, dude.
pills.
Well, no, but there'll be
Who's got
jokes.
the Ambien?
There'll be jokes, but I'll be dead serious deep in my heart that I really hope there's mattresses behind those trees because I don't sleep well at night.
You'd have to learn how to do some like survival stuff. Learn how to like make a little bed. We'll work on your skills. There's no way I cannot see you start a fire. What if it came down to the fire starter part?
I'd
like
lose.
you would definitely lose.
But bro, again, like Laura's adamant that if I go on Survivor, I would probably die. You know me. Like,
is there a better way to go out and be remembered?
Probably not. I would be the absolute legend.
Like, oh yeah, what happened to your friend Harv? He's like, oh, you didn't see? He got on Survivor season 57 and died on day 3. No, his heart stopped on day 3. Everyone's expecting a call like, hey, like, people at home are like, hey, your husband's sick. We're sending him home. It's like, your husband is dead. He died on Survivor.
How did he die? Well, you wouldn't give him a mattress.
He didn't have
just woke up
mattress.
stiff as a board.
He didn't have enough rice. Oh my god!
We need to make that video because I actually think I should be on Survivor 50
Is that 50's
because
coming
it's like
up.
47. So we need to submit that video for Survivor 50 coming up.
It must be part of it. We'll have to add some of this pod in there.
Jeff Probst, if you're watching this, Jeff, get me on the show.
If you're watching this, he will not die. Give him 6 or 7 days. He'll last. How far do you think I would go? What do you think I would do on that show? Like, hey, Helm's going on Survivor. This is what I think's gonna happen.
Is this pre muscle helm or post muscle helm?
This is just current muscle Helm.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
then people are going to be scared because you're going to pop that top and people are going to be like, oh, frick, we got Muscle Man Magoo over here. It depends. Honestly, your humor could take you so far.
Yeah.
Like you'll be beloved by everyone, but the humor can't win you things. So you're going to have to figure out a way to
I think people will be comfortable stabbing me in the back and be like, oh,
Yeah.
he's going to forgive me.
He's nice and he's funny.
so,
and so like,
I got to come with an edge.
yeah. Yeah, that's going to be really hard for you, bro.
Yeah, I can see myself just kind of getting in the middle. I don't see myself winning that show. That's why I'm sending you.
Yeah. I'll give you 8% of my profits.
What I could do well, I think, is doing the other show, the travel show.
Oh, Amazing Race?
Amazing Race.
Yeah.
I think I do okay on that because I kind of like.
We
I think
should
me and
apply
you
for
would.
that.
I think
Yeah.
me and you would actually be pretty good
Yeah.
on that show because
Yeah.
we've traveled a lot together.
For sure.
You're an amazing traveler.
Yeah. I think I'd win that show too.
You're just built for game shows.
I'm built for game shows,
but
dude.
not built for like any interactions at the grocery store. So I think
No.
you have this
No.
vision of yourself, but eventually you're gonna have to cross that bridge and talk to someone at Harmon's.
No.
You went to high
It
school
actually just happened at Liz's friend. I saw Liz's friend at Harmon's the other day and I was like, I should say something to her.
with. See, the minute that comes in your mind, you have to do it.
Yeah. But then I was like, I couldn't really remember her name very well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. I don't remember her name.
I don't remember any names. I just go, "What's up, man?" or "How are you?" And if you come up with like a lot of enthusiasm, they don't pay attention if you said their name or not.
Yeah, I have a horrendous habit of calling everyone bro. Male, female, it doesn't matter. Everyone's a bro. I have a work colleague and it's a woman and I call her bro and I apologize 7 times a day to her because I can't help myself. And then when I call you bro, that most likely means I don't know your name.
So you still don't know this lady's name?
No, she's worked
with
for
you
me
like
for 4 years. I
4
still don't know
years?
her name.
Yeah. Do you know my name?
Ryan.
Hey, we have to bring up Mason's interaction with his celebrity. So Cassie's husband, Mason, he's at a bar and he sees Wee Man from Jackass.
It's on an airplane, isn't it?
No, this is at a bar.
Oh,
He sees
really?
Wee Man from Jackass. Yeah, if I have the story correct, which I think I do. He sees Wee Man from Jackass and he does the same thing. He just reacts. He can't even control himself. He walks up to Wee Man, who doesn't know who he is, puts his arm around him, and snaps a photo. And Wee Man loses his mind on him. It's like, what the hell are you doing, man? And literally, like, I would say like 3 years later, I was listening to a podcast with Wee Man, and he talked about how annoying some people are if they don't come up and ask for a photo. They just take the photos. I'm like, he's literally talking about Mason. Some people, dude, they can't do it. They can't live in that world.
Nope. Some people go for it. There's some people who go for it. Some people who handle it correctly, and some people who just have no ability to control themselves. And I am the person that has no ability to control myself, so therefore I just avoid it altogether.
No, you're pretty good with celebrities. Sounds like you're awesome.
But
Unless
like
you're doing like a side hug.
no,
you don't know
but
what
with
to do your
celebrities, I just
hands.
avoid it. I don't. I have a unique ability to just be like, I don't even know who you are.
Do you want to be famous
Yes.
for just for what?
No, I've talked about this many times before. I don't know why. I don't want to be famous for anything other than famous people have access and power to things that I would like to have access and power to.
Like, give me an example, because you are one of the more privileged people I know at this point in your life. What do
This
you
is
not have
getting cut.
access to? An island?
no,
you talking
so
to that island?
A
that
good
got,
example
seized?
is this. If you go to the Super Bowl, you're like, oh, that's cool. You get to go to the Super Bowl, which is honestly, you're lucky. And you're one of, I don't know, how many does the stadium hold? 60,000 people? You get to go to the Super Bowl. You're one of 60. You're like, yeah, that's awesome. But then before the Super Bowl, there's parties.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't get to get into those parties if you're just Harv or you're Zach. You have to have access or power to get into that party. And the truth is, I don't want to go to that party. I really don't. I don't have a lot of interest in going to that party. I just want the option to be able to go to that party. But
So that's the option. Because I'm like picturing you, once you get in, I don't see you being like,
no, I'm not
all
good
of
at
a
those
sudden mingling
situations.
a lot.
No, I'm terrible at it. But the fact that we go and they're like, you, Harv, you're not somebody, you can't get
you
in.
hate just that there's like
There's a barrier there.
yeah.
So it's not about money. It's not about fame. It's about access and power.
And power. I love the power. What power do you get? Just the fact that you have access? Is that your power?
Yeah. Like when you're a celebrity, you just get things.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
No,
they just
it's
get
true.
whatever they want.
The difference between you and celebrities, I think a lot of celebrities aren't like, I'm talking like sports athletes, they've earned their celebrity. Like they've done something else and became famous from it. But like, I'm talking like actors or like social media influencers, like they're kind of sellouts to me. And you have to be kind of a sellout to do that. You kind of have to act fake to be in that world. It's hard to be like your real self and like somehow fall into that world.
Totally. I have no interest in being famous because of an influencer. I want to be the right level of famous. I want to be like if Giselle and Tom Brady are a 10
Yeah.
and I am currently a 0. Like
you want to be able to say that you could have gone to Epstein Island. No, I could have. I had the power to. I chose not to.
I chose not to. I want to be like if I win when I win Survivor, that will be like the appropriate level of fame for me.
I love this, dude.
Because then it's like, hey, you won Survivor, but like I did, and then I walk away.
No pictures. No one's asking for a picture of like.
No. Would you ever? Who won Survivor?
I mean, some of the better.
Would you ask Boston Rob for a photo?
100%.
Would you really?
To send it to my mother, she would. I mean, my mom would be so pumped if I sent a picture of me and Boston Rob. Yeah, he's famous. He's the only famous, really, like one I want a picture with.
Yeah. No, I don't think people ask for my picture, but
I don't want to take pictures with people.
We're going to dinner tonight. When we go to dinner tonight, think about it, we go sit down and people are like, that guy won Survivor over there.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that. I want that because you've earned something sweet. You're like an athlete at that point.
Yeah. Like I did.
Yeah.
And then I walk away.
Well, I did. And then you fade out.
I fade. Always.
That's a baller move right there.
Yeah.
Don't lead any conversation like, oh yeah, I did. Thanks for thanks for recognizing me. Like,
No, because it would actually be a
I
great way
did
for me to
actually
get
win
over
that.
my.
I did win that. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of alliances, but once I got over the whole rice thing, the no mattress thing, I was able to to win. So
win.
thank you I'll see you later.
And then I give a side hug and then I bounce.
Do your little side hug.
What's your go-to food right now? What's on the Helm agenda when it comes to food items?
Oh, I would say, like, if I'm on death row right now, and they're like, you have one final meal.
Yeah.
I'm going Mexican food.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like kind of taqueria style. I want like a good taco. I want it loaded up with everything, like carne asada, avocado, salsa, beans, rice even. I mean, that sounds amazing to me. That's like the perfect meal to me.
Yeah.
Mexican food, I think Mexican food is the most consistent, best food on the planet.
I'm not that complicated. On my deathbed, I just want a freaking cheeseburger, some French fries, and a milkshake.
No, that's up there. I mean, you can't beat that. Is there a certain burger you like? Like, give me your top 3 burgers right now.
Well, I'm actually kind of a burger lover myself, and we went to this place in New York called Au Cheval. They put an egg on the burger. It is so good. I took a bite and I looked at Laura and I was like, because historically this is very Homer of me to say this, but I think Crown Burger is the best burger in the world.
Yeah.
I love the pastrami. I think the ratio, I think the little dip of fry sauce on it is perfect. So anytime someone says like, oh, that's of course someone from Utah would say, but I don't care what you say. It is a phenomenal burger. But this place in New York called Au Cheval, oh my gosh.
Is it a very pricey burger?
No.
It's
I mean,
a good burger.
it's a New York burger. It's probably $20 or something like that.
But it's nothing like fancy restaurant.
It's not a fancy
$30
restaurant.
burger.
It's in downtown Manhattan on like a side street. It's a popular restaurant. It is so good.
Really?
Yeah. But truthfully, I love hamburgers altogether. You take me to McDonald's, I'm happy to get a cheeseburger. Take me to Hires, happy to get that. If you take me to, the Cheesecake Factory, I'll happily get the Americana burger.
I love your love and passion for hamburgers, dude.
I love cheeseburgers.
It's hard to beat. I mean, I could be like,
But you don't eat a lot of cheeseburgers.
I love cheeseburgers. I don't know. I eat them.
But you eat, if I put a chicken sandwich in front of you and a cheeseburger in front of you.
I love chicken sandwich. I don't know. I'm a sucker for chicken sandwiches.
As much as I love cheeseburgers, you love chicken sandwiches.
I would love to love hamburgers more than chicken sandwiches because everyone's like, you're not ordering a burger here? Like, I'm just going to get this chicken sandwich. But it's like it's not like it's healthier. I'm eating like a breaded chicken sandwich.
How many chicken sandwiches do you think you ate between the ages of 16
That's
to
all
like 22?
That's all I ate every day. My mom would go to, that's when McChickens were first invented. I think I was like the first person to ever buy a McChicken. Like I could have been their first customer. I've loved McChickens. I love them. But then I got to know, like, if you had a couple extra bucks in your pocket, you go to Wendy's, get a spicy chicken sandwich. I mean, that was the real deal.
That was big time.
It still is. But now you go there and you never know if you're going to get a crappy patty. That annoys the crap out of me. You show up, no one ever opens their bag at the drive-thru and like looks at the patty. So you drive away. And by the time you look at the patty, you're like, am I going to drive back and like give these people crap about the patty and get a new patty?
And my brain hasn't caught up to the cost of a chicken sandwich. Like a spicy chicken sandwich, just a solo chicken sandwich from Wendy's is like $7 now.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we were in high school, I always wanted combo meal. There's somebody walking up and be like, I'm getting the combo meal. Like I get the drink, I get the fries. It was $4.82 for, it wasn't even spicy. It was a regular chicken, like, it's an artisan chicken sandwich at Wendy's. $4.82. And now you couldn't even come close.
No, I think a combo meal is $10.
Yeah. And
my brain has not caught up to that.
But the food has I don't think it's better. I think it's gotten worse.
Totally. I totally agree. To your point, you're 50-50 on a spicy chicken sandwich right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this has been fun. I love you.
This has been great.